Tuning your English. Recognize and overcome pronunciation challenges. Hello learners. Welcome back to our series on English pronunciation and accent reduction. Today, we're addressing a very critical topic: identifying problematic sounds and patterns in our speech. Remember, understanding your challenges is the first step to improvement. So, let's dive in. Often, in learning a new language, we encounter sounds that are not present in our native language. This might cause some difficulty in pronunciation. Here, we will discuss how to identify these problematic sounds. One of the best ways is to listen carefully to native speakers. This could be through films, podcasts, songs, or even the news. Take note of the sounds that seem difficult for you to mimic. Are there certain consonants or vowels that you struggle with? Maybe the TH sound is tricky, or perhaps the difference between V and W is causing confusion. Jot down these sounds for later practice. Another way to identify these challenges is through recording and playback. Try recording your own voice when speaking English and then listen to it. It's easier to catch mispronunciations when you're not focused on speaking at the same time. You might find you are saying B instead of V, or D instead of TH. Now let's move on to problematic patterns. These might be issues with stress, rhythm, or intonation, which are as important as individual sounds in English. For instance, many learners struggle with the English stress-timed rhythm, especially if their native language is syllable-timed. They might place stress on every syllable, leading to a robotic sound. Or perhaps you're not going up in pitch at the end of a question, which can confuse listeners. Again, active listening and recording are helpful tools. As you listen to English, try to notice the rhythm, the way the pitch goes up and down, where speakers pause and stress certain words or syllables. Then, record yourself and see if you can identify any differences between your speech patterns and those of native speakers. Once you've identified your challenges, it's time to work on them. Isolation and repetition are key here. For problematic sounds, practice making the sound on its own first, then in a word, then in a sentence. Use a mirror to check your mouth and tongue positions. Don't be discouraged if it's hard. Your mouth isn't used to making these shapes, and it will take some time. For patterns, try imitation exercises. Listen to a sentence, then try to repeat it exactly, copying the stress, rhythm, and intonation. You could also use shadowing exercises, where you try to speak along with a recording, mimicking the speaker's rhythm and intonation as closely as possible. And that's all for today, folks. Remember, the journey to perfect pronunciation is a marathon, not a sprint. It's normal to have difficulties and to make mistakes. What's important is to keep trying and not get discouraged. With time and practice, you'll start to see improvements. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you in our next video.